how do you manipulate the panels? So first off, we see this black line over here. If we hover our mouse over it, it turns into arrows. If we click and drag this, we can change the panel size. So we're making the 3D viewport panel smaller, but making the scene collection, the properties panel, bigger. We can also do that here. So we're manipulating the panels. And the reason why you want to manipulate your panels is to set up your Blender scene for a positive workflow, to make your workflow more efficient. For example, you might create another panel with a different camera view, so you can see your whatever you're working on from multiple different angles. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. So let's create a new panel. If I go here and hover until there's a plus icon and drag upwards, I'm creating a new panel. Now, if I want to specify what the panel should be, so instead of scene collection panel, if I go over here to the very left on the top, if I click on this, I can change the panel type. So for example, I can change this to 3D viewport. So now I have another viewport. So I can see my object from a different angle. So it becomes very powerful very quickly for your Blender workflow. Now let's delete this panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over till I see the plus icon again, click and then drag downwards. Now you see this little arrow. So this arrow represents that the scene collection is going to take over the 3D viewport. Now, if I go up here, you see the scene collection is now grayed out, while the 3D viewport is very visible. This means the 3D viewport is going to take over the scene collection. So, and then if I go all the way here, back to the back to the corner, we see this little cancel icon. So we can cancel our movements. So let's do this again. So to create, hover over till you see the plus icon, drag upwards to create a new one. To delete, hover over, click, drag downwards. Click, drag downwards. So again, hover till you see the plus icon. To create, click, drag upwards. Oops. And the way you do it is very specific because you can create from different angles. Dragging upwards, click on it, drag downwards. And as you can see, even though I've been using Blender for a long time, even I sometimes stumble with the panels. So don't, give yourself a break if you're struggling with manipulating the panels. That's why we have the scene workspaces where they have the panel set up so you don't have to touch it later on, because it is kind of a pain. So it's kind of a pain to set up, but once you do, it's really nice. So that is how we can manipulate the panels.